are we at here? Bones. I really want you to know just a few things. First, is this, look at bones. Page what? Page 77. You have 206 of them. I'm just going to bullet point this paragraph for you. We classify bones by shape, and those classifications are long bones, short bones, irregular bones. Let's see what your book tells me. It's a little bit different everywhere you go. Short bones, flat bones, and sesamoid bones. Flat, and I'm going to write irregular or sesamoid. Irregular here is what I want. What's the bone's job? What's their function? Somebody look in there and tell me. What are your bones made of? What do you need to eat to get strong bones? Calcium. Calcium. They're minerals. They're mineral storage. They function okay. What did we say the other day when I said, do you think this protects your brain? It's organ protection. And the last one's pretty obvious. What does your skeleton do for you? If you didn't have a skeleton, would you be a blob on the floor? Yes. Yeah, so movement, shape, rigidity. I'm just going to say movement, posture. Okay, so I've taken this paragraph at the bottom of page 76, okay? This is me helping you break down paragraphs and sentences you're reading and try to digest them. Bone is formed by osteoblasts. Let's get through that. It's hard. I'm looking over here on page 77, Osteoclast in blue. And then it says there are 206 bones. See that number? Long bones, short bones, flat bones, sesamoid bones. Everybody see where I'm getting that from? I just took it and put it in bullet point. And then the other couple things that we need to add to this before we're done with it is special cells. One is Osteoclast. 2 is Osteoblast. How do you know the difference? These are bone cells. Well, osteoclasts are bone cells that will cut bone down. So we say, see, they cut or let's say demolish, reshape. Osteoblast build it up. Build it up. They build up bone. What I'm talking about is, who's had a broken bone before in here? What'd you break?
Ribs.
Your ribs?
Gosh.
Did you fall off a horse?
No, I got crushed by a foot.
Oh, yeah. I did that once with my brother, and I never got on a four. I've been on a four since the dad turned it over. Thankfully, we were not hurt, but it scared the daylights out of me. When you break a bone, okay, those two ends have to meet together, right? To be healed. So there's cells on a microscopic level building a bridge between the two. Well, those cells that build up the bone are osteoblasts. And when they come in, they'll just deposit a bunch of hard calcium matrix here and just get it sealed up in a big lump. But your bone wasn't shaped like that before it broke, was it? It was long and cylinder, smooth. So what osteoclasts will come in and do is they'll come in and just remodel that the exact way it was before it was broke. And they cut the bone down and reshape it and smooth it back to where it was. Is that not cool? I'm not going to quiz you over the types of joints. You should know what ligaments are, though, as opposed to cartilage, ligaments from tendons. Okay, so a ligament holds two bones together. A tendon attaches a muscle to a bone. That's the difference between a tendon and a ligament. And then I want to say this about bones. There's a very special word called hematopoiesis. I think it's E-I-I-E. Hematopoiesis. So here's another H. We've had homeostasis, hemostasis, and hematopoiesis. Hematopoiesis. What does this mean? It means forming or making new blood. New blood cells. Where does that happen at? In the bones, or specifically in your bone marrow is where your blood cells are made. That's kind of common knowledge, right? But that's an important function of the bones. It's hematopoiesis. What is hematopoiesis? The formation of new blood cells.
What did you say the tendons do?
Tendons connect, they hold two bones together. So,
What about with ligaments?
oh, well, I'm sorry, tendon attaches a muscle to a bone. So, right here, that's a tendon. That's attaching that muscle to this bone. But there's a ligament on the outside that will hold this whole bone, or inside this bone to this bone. Your teeth are held together in your jawbone by ligaments. Your teeth sits in your root canal. Say this is your root canal, and you got a root of a tooth here. It's got these connective tissue tendons that are microscopic that run in oblique angles. Everybody knows what oblique means, right? You get your obliques on your abdominal wall. You got it's just angled, and so this allows the tooth to withstand tons of force of pressure. As you chew, it kind of has a little basket to sit in, you know, and these are tough. Have you ever tried to pull a tooth? It's hard to do. It's almost impossible strength-wise unless you got a wrench and something else. But when we don't floss and brush, bacteria gets in here, all this tissue becomes inflamed and this dies. Right here. Periodontitis, so the teeth fall out eventually. But it takes a long time for that to happen. Sometimes. Just ligaments there. Show me a flat bone. Somebody pick up a flat bone. Don't be shy. I'm not gonna put you on the internet or nothing. It's just me. The camera's on me only. Good. That's a scapula. That's a shoulder blade. What's that?
This?
Yeah, come on, person who's had anatomy.
Is it part of the pelvis?
It is. And this is your ischial tuberosity. So tuberosity is a ridge. Goes like this. If you feel right here, right here, everybody. Where's your pant line? That's the top of this bone right there. This is your tailbone. It hurts when you sit on it or you fall. And then this is called a socket acetabulum, I think. You see I can't remember how to pronounce that word. But your femur will sit right in there. That's what it looks like, just an example. Show me a regular bone. Let's give me a little tour of the skeleton system here. I'd say yes. This one for sure. Okay.
It's part of your spinal cord.
That is your coccyx. And so
That's
this,
the bottom of it.
yeah, it fits right here. Just like, no, remember we had it. Okay, it's it, bottom of your spinal column. You can see it right there. And your spinal column will be on top of it like this. And so it makes a cavity, also known as the spinal cavity. We just learned about, right? So this is your spinal column, it's bone. Your spinal cord is the nerve tissue inside. Okay. People often mispronounce or just don't correctly term that. It's like, oh, I broke my spine. Did you break the bones or did you break the nerves? Which one? Both of it, all of it. Show me a flat bone, another flat bone neither of you touched so far. All right. These bones in your skull are flat bones, right? They might be thick for some people, but they're flat. And then you got some more irregular ones here. Okay. Here's an example of sesamoid. Let me guess where this goes. Where's the cheating? It's your kneecap, sesamoid. It looks like a seed, like a sesame seed in Chinese food. It's sesamoid shaped. Okay. Do you think this is a short or a long bone? Short. We could probably call these rhombus or cuboid or whatever. Okay. That's about it for bones.